Good morning and welcome to Godly Play. We've talked a lot about Paul and his travels and his letters over the last few weeks. Today I want to tell you a little bit about one of the places that Paul traveled, the city of Corinth. I'm going to try to show you on a map here. Corinth is a city in the country of Greece. It's right here on the map. It was a busy city in Paul's time because of its location on the water. About 500,000 people lived in Corinth during Paul's time. That's bigger than the city of Pittsburgh. Paul decided that Corinth was a great place for a church. There were many travelers to Corinth, shopkeepers, lots of people interested in hearing the message of Jesus. There were many people living in Corinth at the time, who still believed in Greek and Roman gods, gods like Zeus and Apollo and Athena. You'll learn more about Greek and Roman gods, when you're a little bit older. Paul wrote 2 letters to the church at Corinth. The people there were called Corinthians, and Paul's letters became books of the Bible, books in the New Testament, called 1st and 2nd Corinthians. And Paul's letters to the Corinthians were written to try to help them learn how people from all these different backgrounds could live together in harmony. I'm going to show you a picture here, and you'll be able to tell right away what it is, even if you can't read this word right here. You're going to know what the picture is. It's a picture of a church. Well, today I want us to think more about the church that Paul started than about his letters. Now, if you were going to start a church in Corinth or in Pittsburgh, how would you do it? First of all, where would you put your church? Would you put it in a city or in the country? Would you put it in a big city or in a small town? Would it be a big church or a small church? Would it be modern or would it be old-fashioned? We call that traditional. What would you build it out of? Would you build it out of bricks or wood or metal or Legos? Would you put a cross on it? What color would the door be? Would it be brown or would it be red? Would the church have lots of windows? What would the inside of the church look like? Would it have a big aisle down the middle? Would it have lots of seats? And what would you name the church? Would you name it First United Methodist Church of Miss Becky's Town? Would you name it Miss Becky's First United Methodist Church? Would you name it Miss Helen's Church of God? You know, there are a lot of churches that are named after Paul. A lot of the churches are named St. Paul's, and they might be Catholic churches or Methodist churches or Lutheran churches. There's many churches named after Paul. No wonder, with all the churches that he helped to start. Well, I'm going to send you this picture of the church, and you might want to decorate it the way you would set up your own church. And maybe you would even like to start with a blank piece of paper and design your own church. And maybe it wouldn't look quite like this. This is kind of a traditional looking church to me, but maybe you would like to design one of those modern churches and it would be a totally different shape or color, and maybe it would have a purple door or a bright blue door or something like that. You could really let your imagination be very creative when you design your own church. Maybe I'll put a blank piece of paper in the envelope too, so you can work on church designing. Anyway, I think it's kind of interesting to think about those things, about what you would do to start a church, because I bet Paul was thinking some of those things too when he started the church. Or was he thinking more about what they would talk about in church than what the church would look like? Those are all good things to wonder. And I hope that when we're together again real soon, we start wondering all these great questions together. In the meantime, you think about designing your church, and Miss Helen and I will see you real soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.